I'm Sarah.
And I'm Douglas, and we're here to talk about Season 3 of Claim to Fame, which just started.
We are back. That's right. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Yay, we got
Yes.
Douglas back, y'all.
It's good to be back. I'm always here. I'm just
You are.
rarely on camera.
You are always here. That's true. But Claim to Fame is back. We love this show. So we're excited to talk about it. We've got Clue. We've got a new cast.
And a very exciting first episode. Like, that first episode had so many little things in it that got me excited about the season. The Clue Wall was just one of them.
Yeah.
For us as viewers, some assumptions we were making as we were watching.
Oh, of course.
That the cast seemed to be making as well. So we were like, oh, we're right in step with this. And then big surprises, a couple big surprises in there, and then a really big one at the end. So.
I know. I mean, don't you just speculate throughout? You're like, do they look like this person? They could be this person. What is this? And then we're never right. I mean, eventually we'll be right with clues. But like, first impressions, no, please.
Yeah.
No.
And especially, I am, would you say I have aphasia? What is it when you can't tell people's faces?
You don't have aphasia, but you think all blondes look alike. You think all brunettes look alike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Douglas misses the details.
I just don't like people with hair. Let's just say that.
Yes, Kathy, good reminder. We are going to play the game of the show. So I do minimal Googling. Please, if you guys are just Googling, like, who's the sister? Like, that's not what we're here for. We're going to talk about the episodes, and we're going to try to play along.
Because I like enjoying the show. I like this.
Yeah.
I think this is like for me, like doing a crossword puzzle, where you're giving me clues, and I'm it's exactly like a crossword puzzle. I have the one clue to begin with, and then based on the little letters that I'm getting, I start to piece together.
Yeah.
Or I guess I could have just said puzzle, which is what I think you just said.
That's
like a puzzle.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's the game. Like, that's how you play along at home, is by not Googling.
Well, that's how we like to play. Everybody likes to play differently. That's fine. You do you.
And then we'll just do it right.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we have our bros back, Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only one I care about. No, that's rude. I love them both. Our Jonases.
Yeah. So we don't have a Nick, and we don't. Who are the two that don't do it?
Nick, Kevin, and Joe.
Right.
Which one is this?
So Nick and Joe don't do it. And Kevin and Frankie do.
Is that what you're trying to figure out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm asking.
That felt like it went backwards to get there, but we got there. We obviously are going to see the brothers. They're going to introduce us. We're back at this gorgeous mansion. We are eventually going to get to the fun part, the 2 truths, 1 lie.
Yeah.
They don't show everybody's in the edit, but we have the graphics, so we're going to talk about everybody because it has been released. Oh, Kevin's the oldest. I don't think I realized that, but that makes sense. Kevin's the oldest. He got married first. Yada yada. What'd you just knock over?
A computer.
Nothing okay.
Important.
Cool. All right, Adam. What we know is he says Uncle is an actor, won a Grammy. I don't think we learned anything else along the way. If we did learn something, please chime in.
Yeah.
What did we learn?
We learned from him. Can I say what we learned from him?
Yeah, please.
That I think it is Uncle Singer Grammy, or maybe it is actor. He said, anyways, something came up with singing that was the reason why he couldn't sing in the talent show, because he said he sounds exactly like his celebrity
is Adam
relative.
The one that said, if I sing, I'll sound just like my celebrity? So we think actor is a lie. If I get confirmation from the chat that happened, I'll put it in our notes that actor is a lie. But I only want to put in what we actually learned.
Yeah. I thought
someone did say that they sound just like their.
I thought that was him. That was the reason why he didn't sing.
Oops.
Remember, the drums did say he sounds like his relative when he
sings.
That
was Adam.
Oh, so that doesn't necessarily mean the relative is a singer, but that he sounds like him when he sings. And boy, he had a raspy voice.
He did have a very specific raspy voice.
Which got me thinking about raspy singers, but
Right. He also was hinting like someone who is a little older is definitely going to know his celebrity or more likely to know. So it does seem like
so I think
it's an 80s, 90s person.
I think it's Uncle Singer Grammy.
Yeah. And that would make sense. That would make sense.
Raspy older voice.
Who's got a raspy older voice? Danny. Danny is very interesting because he said Uncle Wrestler Grammy. Y'all, there are not. I know of one wrestler who won a Grammy. That's because we have a patron who we talk about this stuff in the Discord, you guys, if you're part of our Patreon. Hunter is a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
So he did tell me the one wrestler who won a Grammy. But why are you taking calls in the middle of our stream?
Well, I don't get. I'm surprised I get calls. I've never gotten a phone call before.
But my question is, because it's so random, that can't be a lie, right? You would assume the Grammy is the lie. Why would you put wrestler and Grammy together?
Yeah, I think I would always.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, I would always lie about the occupation.
Yeah. So Bad Bunny is a musician who is also a wrestler. But I think he's a musician first, so I think that this is a weird combo. If it is
remember,
Bad Bunny.
But you can also win Grammys for audiobooks and spoken word and things like that. So like
That's true.
The Rock could have put out a spoken word book of poems, or Hulk Hogan, someone like that could have.
Yeah. But Danny seems like a fun character, right? I enjoyed him.
Yeah.
Enjoyed getting to know him.
Oh,
Diedrich.
no.
Mr. Jackson. His clues are uncle, singer, best rock song. All right, let's just say it, because who didn't look at his face and say he's related to the Jacksons?
Mm-hmm.
He's got a very Jackson face.
Do you think he can play it off as he was just doing like a sorry, Miss Jackson, but I am for real?
Yeah, he might be able to play it off.
I don't think so.
If he didn't look exactly like a Jackson.
So
he looks like he could have been in the Jackson 5. He's absolutely.
What was there an equivalent to a GOAT for claim to fame? Someone that you know who the person is, and you just take that person with you, and you say.
Yeah, if you want to call that a GOAT, like Simone Biles' sister last year.
Yeah.
So he could, if everyone knows he's a Jackson, but they're working with him, sure. Keep him in your back pocket, right? And save it till you are accidentally a guesser and you have to guess somebody. Yeah. I don't know if we call that a GOAT, but sure.
But the thing that I would keep in mind is he could have been lying about Uncle. And it could be Janet Jackson that he's related to, or Jermaine Jackson could be the specific instead of Michael Jackson. Like, what do you do in a family situation like that? Why are you saying Michael when Janet would also be your aunt? Right. How do they do something like that with a famous family where you're saying, well, he's the son of Jermaine Jackson, but Michael Jackson is his uncle, or he's the son of LaToya Jackson. Right. Or he's the grandson of Joe Jackson. I don't know. You can't count uncle as a lie, though, then, just because your aunt is also just as famous. I would love if it was someone like Reggie Jackson. Oh. Or something like that, where it was just like... They choose the wrong Jackson. I mean, Jackson is not an uncommon last name. Just because you slip Jackson in normal world wouldn't mean a darn thing. It's just that we know that one of them, singer and rock song, one of those is true, and I don't think Jesse Jackson is most known as a singer, and I don't think Reggie Jackson is most known. I doubt either one of them had best rock song or. But isn't that funny? If let's just say Michael Jackson is who he's talking about, that's his uncle, and he said singer, and he said best rock song is the lie. Like, are you kidding me? Why? Why would you say that? Say a whole other award. Rock? Yeah, I wonder.
You thought they were just going to be like, oh, we're looking for a rock singer?
Maybe
No.
it is
Come on.
aunt, or maybe it is brother or something like that, and it's singer and rock song, and it's really
Oh my
something.
God. Sophie, if he was like, oh, I know I look like a Jackson, I'm going to slip up and say Mr. I'm going to lead them on a whole.
Oh, if he's that good.
Oh, I'd love it.
Oh,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, for sure. And he's like baby faces, brother or something. Yeah.
That's so funny.
That
Alrighty.
That would be great. Yeah.
Gracie Lou Freebush. No, don't make up the name Gracie Lou if you are not trying to be Sandra Bullock.
We got a fair bit of this season, not so much, but we had a little bit of this from a couple people, trying to do this extra layer of I'm gonna
make up a whole persona,
like they're on the circle or something. I don't know that works in this game because you are living with the people face to face.
Oops.
Don't try and put on an accent because I don't know if she's really trying to do that, but
I don't mind it. I don't mind building a character to lead people astray. But Gracie, if you say your name is Gracie Lou, I'm going to immediately say Gracie Lou Freebush from Miss Congeniality, and I'm going to know
you're thinking that's
there's no other Gracie Lou. Like, that's the biggest famous, I mean, I'm sure there are other Gracie Lou's, but that's the famous Gracie Lou. I'm going to say you just made that name up.
Oh, really? You think? Yeah, I guess maybe that movie is.
It's huge. What are you talking about? Are you gonna?
I don't think that character is maybe the same as. I don't think that. I don't hear people quote Gracie Lou from Miss Congeniality.
Okay, you're not a woman. You live in a different world.
Are there a lot of do people quote her the way that they quote Dirty Harry or something like that? Or I'm old.
No, I don't think you have to quote the movie to know that Gracie Lou Freebush is a very famous made-up name in a very funny comedy.
Mm-hmm. And that really could turn around to bite her. Someone's like,
yeah.
Oh, that's the name of the character in Miss Congeniality. And she's like, I know. I had to get. Then she has to go into a whole thing where she's has to pretend like she's gotten that her whole life and blah, blah, blah.
So she says Uncle Musician Emmy.
And it's just not musician.
We think it's not musician?
Because she's trying to play the
she actually sang beautifully.
Right.
She is a musician. You think her relative is probably not a musician.
I think her relative is not a musician, or if they are a musician, it is not it's not what they won their Emmy for, let's say.
Okay. Well, we don't know. This is all speculation. She's trying to be Southern, so we're assuming her relative is not Southern or country.
Yeah, I think
aligned.
Whatever she's doing, she's trying to get people to think Nashville.
Right.
And
she's a fun character. We got to know her. She seems smart.
Mm-hmm.
She's here to play for sure. HUD. He's the mom, singer, Grammy.
And he's kind of starting out as the heartthrob of
yes, we had two different ladies being like, oh, HUD.
Have you ever seen the Paul Newman movie, HUD?
No, never heard of it.
All right. Well, that's something for y'all that you can Google, is the Paul Newman movie called
Okay. For my Survivor peeps, did anyone assume that this guy's related to Jesse? I mean, I know that's obviously not the celebrity, but this guy looks just like Jesse. That's all I saw. Watching him.
For any of my Disney Channel folks, did you guys assume that he was related to Jesse? From the Disney Channel show Jesse?
The Sweet Life of... No, that's Cody.
No, there's just a show called Jesse.
Oh.
I think there's also Jesse Jackson.
Yeah.
Going back to that theme.
Yeah, we didn't learn anything, I don't think, about HUD except that he's the hottie and...
What did he do in the talent show?
He did.
I mean, they all did three things. That was a really hard talent show.
We're not actually to the talent show yet.
Oh, so... yeah, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will. Mm-hmm. Jill, her grandpa is an actor, maybe, who got a People's Choice Award.
She was my favorite.
We didn't see her too much.
I know, we didn't see her too much.
What about her did you love?
I guess just the way that she got introduced. She just seemed like a very positive person. She seemed like she wanted to play enough, but she also just kind of wanted to laugh and have a good time a bit. Okay. So I feel like she's going to enjoy the game for as long as she's on it. And I don't know.
Mackenzie. Dad is a singer who won a Tony, and she did reveal to us the Tony part is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't really help us, other than her dad's a singer.
And I think she's gonna try to play. She seems like she's got some plans and schemes.
Yes, true. The little group of ladies definitely tried to scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Miguel, oh boy, we learned a lot about Miguel, including that it's not his grandpa, but that person is an actor who won an Oscar.
So the twist with Miguel is Miguel's a fake name, and he chose it because people tell him he looks more Latino than he is. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not Latino, but it says that he looks more than what he is.
He didn't say people tell me that. He said, I want people to think
I thought
I'm
he
more
said people.
Latino than I am. Assuming in that way that his relative does not land in the Latino world.
Yeah, so I just didn't know if that was some sort of odd racism that he was
No.
playing into it. That he was just like, I'm gonna pretend I'm Latino.
I think that that's very smart. If you say your name is Miguel, I automatically start running through all the Latin celebrities I know.
Which is what they did.
Right? So
Yeah.
that's great. If your celebrity doesn't land in that list, it's going to take me longer to get to it. So yeah, trick me.
But the grandpa thing also worked as well.
Sure. He's young. Bye-bye.
Because people were throwing out Desi Arnaz.
Right. And that's exactly, Desi Arnaz is Latin and older.
Mm-hmm. And
But
Antonio
we
Banderas.
have to assume that that is wrong. Because so we get a little bit of his story that his mom was in an accident or ill or something, and so his celebrity relative stepped up to help in that situation.
Mm-hmm. And he does seem a little bit interested in winning the game.
Oh my gosh, he turns out to be super intense and really needs the money, apparently.
Maybe worried about what
yeah.
he's willing to do to get that money.
I was worried about him for sure. Naomi, we got her clue pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to talk about this. Okay, first, cousin, singer, young artist award. What is that? Okay. The clue, let's talk about this clue strip.
Yeah.
We got a bra. We got a tee. We got a backpack and a crown. An arrow. A baton or club. And 4 coffees with croissants.
Mm-hmm. Or teas.
Or teas.
Hot beverages.
Brat Pack.
Yeah, we got Brat Pack. Queen.
Or princess.
What does the arrow with that thing mean?
I think that they're just saying 2. So I'm going to say Brat Pack Queen or princess. 2 Breakfast Club?
I don't think that's Breakfast Club.
But why would the club be first?
Because that's not even a petit déjeuner. And why would there be 4 of them? Like
Exactly.
It has to be, like there'd be bacon and eggs or something like that if it was Breakfast Club. But I think it could be like a club owner, like a dance club person, like to club promoter, or Brat Pack Queen to club.
It could be a stake, like a stake in the ground.
Let me see that thing.
I mean, it's either like
A torch or a mace.
it could be a mace. Steak 4 T's. Steak 40s. Rick D's. Weekly Top 40.
What's it? Because it's got weird angles to it.
Brat Pack Queen in club for breakfast. That's very possible.
Club for breakfast. In club for breakfast. In the Breakfast Club, yeah. Brat Pack Queen in the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I think that even though we don't have it exactly, it's got to be that ish, right?
yeah. And so you thought
I think that's Molly Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald.
It could be Ali Sheedy, but I'm gonna go with Molly Ringwald first.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Right? Don't we think that she's the princess in Breakfast Club? Ali Sheedy was the goth, so I don't know that we would get that sort of princess But Ali Sheedy's definitely in Brat Pack and Breakfast Club. If we're just talking about that. But yeah, I think we would lean to Molly Ringwald first.
What about that documentary? You gonna watch that documentary?
Yes. Oh my God, the Brat Pack has a documentary coming out. I can't wait to see it.
Interesting.
I'm so excited.
Anthony Michael Hall was like, wasn't really into doing it. It's like, you guys have fun, enjoy it. He's like, I don't love doing.
Well, they all were like not going to talk about it for 40 years or whatever it's been. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
And then they finally were, most of them were willing to talk about it. I can't wait. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
I assume, like, honestly, Molly Ringwald probably did win a Young Artist Award. That tracks.
Yeah, and Thomas, I think they like probably Judd Nelson or something calls her princess in Brat Pack. I bet. I wouldn't be surprised if you like.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey, princess. You know, I'm sure that happens.
Shane.
Oh yeah. Well, there it is, Kathy. Yep.
He's a fun character.
And
cousin?
You thought you had it.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So it's a cousin, an actor, an Oscar. I hate to fall into this trap, but I looked at his eyes and I said,
Forest Whitaker.
Forest Whitaker. It's Forest Whitaker's eyes. I'm sorry, I was right there. But then I was like, don't listen to me. I'm always wrong. Mm-hmm. It's never Forest Whitaker. We thought it every single season.
Did we really?
Yes. Someone always looks like Forest Whitaker. Casting is trolling us. Yeah. He's got Forest Whitaker's eyes. I'm sorry.
I wonder what this one was. Because my first place that I went to was Hustle and Flow.
What about it? Who is it?
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
That's where my first gut went to.
Sure.
I've got nothing to base that on.
Yeah.
That's just where my gut went to. I'm sure it is ill-founded.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody looks like everybody. I don't know.
And
the documentaries are already out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm missing it. Okay, great. I'm going to watch it soon.
And the difference between
it's behind.
Cuba Goofing Jr. and Cuba Gooding Jr. is very subtle. But Cuba Goofing Jr. Has like a comically large overbite.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
He talks like this.
Show
so me the money.
Yep. So goofy.
That's my Cuba Goofing Jr.
I think the chicken necklace is fantastic strategy.
Chicken on a chain.
Nobody looked at his face. They all looked at the chicken. No, I have no idea.
And it's a good thing that people, talk about. Chicken on a chain I've seen before, though.
He's seen, is that a thing? Should it remind me of a certain person?
No.
Okay, great.
I think it's just
And lastly, we're going to talk about Bianca because we figured it out today. She says, Aunt Actress Peabody Award. It's hilarious and no one knows what Peabody Award is.
People don't pay attention to news awards, I guess.
No, I mean, you know what it's not. I mean, you can start to eliminate, right? But it was funny that nobody saw that coming. And no one saw it actually coming. She seemed so smart, and I'm really kind of sad that it ended the way that it did for her. But before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and talk about the talent show. We see some of their talents.
So what did you think of the setup where they said you're going to go backstage and you get this little room and you're going to do you have to come out and do 3 different performative things, moments based on whatever's back in that room. So they didn't seem like they had a chance to plan ahead.
Nope.
Much. So what did you think of that take? Of that gamification of that element?
I mean, I don't know. When the talent show came up, Douglas was like, oh, my favorite. And I don't love the talent show because I'm confused on what it does for us. If it just is an icebreaker, that's fine. And maybe 3 silly things makes it more silly instead of last season when they picked one thing, it was like I put all the weight into the song I sang and it turned out horrible. But if I have to juggle or pull scarves out of my mouth,
but that
shows personality.
Here's why I like it.
Yeah,
I like it because these people are not at least known for talent.
Right.
Right. So them having to do a talent, one, there's real stakes behind it because you get a bottle clip off of it and you're immune, right? Get those two things off.
That's true.
Off that one. So there's real stakes behind it.
Stakes to what? Entertaining people?
To win, to get people to like it. So there are real stakes behind winning, and you have a chance to obfuscate or twist people's perception of you, of your celebrity relative based on your performative abilities. So that gal could be the best singer in the world, but her celebrity relative could have never touched a microphone. She might just, as a person, might be the best singer in the world.
Well, that's why I get confused, is because people are like, I don't want to sing because my relative's a singer, or if I'm not a good singer, like, what does that mean about the relative? Nothing.
But it could mean something. So if someone,
your talent has nothing to do with your relative's talent.
But that is a very logical approach to an illogical situation. Okay. Like if I'm just sitting there watching, I'd be like, boy, that person can sing really well and they sound a lot like Smokey Robinson. Boy, I wouldn't be so, like, you just start making the connections because you want there to be connections.
Right.
So
well, yeah, you're doing that all game long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fun. Like, obviously.
And it gets them performing, icebreaker.
Yeah, icebreaker. Yeah, I think, can you entertain people? Can you be fun and light? That's what's going to get you the win, ultimately. And that's how you get to pull a clue. But otherwise, it'd be very stressful. Like, we see Miguel get real stressed out. And I'd be similar. I'd be like, what do I do? How do I entertain people but not make them think about my celebrity? Like, I would be overwhelmed.
I thought Adam had a good approach from what we saw. We saw them like a lot of him.
Yeah, he starts us off. He does like a hacky sack. He does some drumming. Specifically tells us he doesn't want to sing because it's going to remind people of his celebrity. We do see Naomi can actually sing. That's lovely. And then we see Gracie Lou can sing and play guitar. I think she's on the show to be a performer. Has nothing to do with her celebrity relative. She was like, I'm just going to make a name for myself.
And we see that. We've seen that in other seasons where people say, even relatives that are singers, but I want to make a name for myself as my own singer. It's time for me to become my own thing. Standing in the shadows is difficult, I imagine.
Yeah. So winner is Gracie Lou. She can sing with a guitar. She wins. And our bottom two are Stressed Out Miguel and Bianca. Did we even see what Bianca did?
No, I don't know. We saw much of what she did. But I'm sure we saw a little bit piece of everyone.
They just kind of montaged it all.
But they showed him melting down.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it stinks because now these two are at the bottom for what? Not being talented people. I hate that for them.
But I don't think talent shows are necessarily about talent.
But that's what it comes down to. You didn't entertain people.
Entertaining people. That's what it's down to. You could not be a talented person and you could still entertain people. And so I think it's about making that connection. And that's important to playing this game. You have to be able to make connections with people who are trying to beat you.
Yes.
That's what competition reality is all about, is can I fortify friendships and relationships and work togethers with people, even though we're playing against each other?
Oh, did she paint? Yeah, we did see some paint. No, but that was a lovely painting. Why?
So she didn't do the Rorschach. I think somebody else did the Rorschach.
Why would we vote her so low? Come on, people. Why?
It was the drawing of the Jonas Brothers. That was funny.
That was funny. That's cute. All right, so the clue wall was locked at first, but eventually we are going to have it unlocked. We're going to be able to look at it.
Was it locked then again at the end, or did we get an understanding of how often it's locked?
I think it's just open now. They had to wait for it. I don't see why you would lock it again unless you're going to switch it up.
I hope they do. Yeah, that's my hope. Is that
I never get these clue walls. I can make something make sense out of everything, right? You can come up with reasons.
Right.
They don't really mean anything.
Cowboy hat, country music.
What? Someone from the South? Of course. The duck Gracie's gonna tell us is her duck.
Right, but it's not. But she's not Southern country, so it's not Duck Dynasty or something like that.
Douglas was like Duck Dynasty, and I was like, well, then why is she trying to be Southern if her celebrity is Southern, right? It would be the opposite. So not Duck Dynasty. What do we think a duck is?
Mel Blanc. So did he do it one of the duck voices? Who does Donald Duck? I don't know.
Would you put a real duck to represent Donald Duck? I'd put like a squeaky toy duck if it was a animated duck.
Right.
The Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. Emilio Estevez, Brad Pack.
That's another bar. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was in the Breakfast Club.
He was.
Yeah.
Are we gonna just like who was it last year that we were like everyone's related to?
Oh, the one person, right? Yeah.
The multiple clues for one. For anyway, everyone will be in the Brat Pack in this season. Okay, now we have to go between Bianca and Miguel. We see Bianca and Gracie Lou developing quite a friendship, right? They seem like they're really into clues. They're really working hard. They want to figure this out.
And they're chilling and chatting. We're really connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say Forrest Whitaker, and I was like, oh no, that's what I said. You're going to be wrong.
Oh, wait, because you were thinking you were wrong.
Of course I'm wrong. Your first instinct is just not going to be right. Ugh. Miguel, it seems like it's eavesdropping. We can't tell if he can actually hear, but he was listening in, and so he's going to run to Shane and be like, Shane, I heard them talking about you, like they're trying to gear up for you. And Miguel's basically just trying to, well, he's panicking, but trying to save himself.
Yeah. And is this when we get Miguel getting his steps in?
Not yet, but yeah, he's going to eventually like run around like a panicked individual while Bianca puts her little sleep mask on and goes to sleep. And I'm like, one of these is going to backfire.
He gets a running, man. He is running up and down stairs every which way, trying to talk to everyone, just desperately saying, don't put me on the block. Don't put me on the platform. Don't put me on the...
Don't make me a guesser.
Don't make me the guesser.
Gracie gets to pull the clue. We already talked about it. We already showed it. She pulls Naomi. Now, here's my question, you guys. Why'd she pull Naomi? And why didn't she talk to Bianca? If she's so close with Bianca, it would be important for her to keep her ally in the game. Why didn't the two of them talk together about...
It's day one. It's
who to pull?
I think if Bianca was there tomorrow, she would have talked to her about it. I think you're still getting the taste for people. I don't think she was ready to trust that quickly. I bet one more day and she would have told her. Like after the first guess off, she would have told her. This wasn't time.
Wait, tell her. What do you mean tell her? Tell her what she pulled?
Yeah, she would have shared the clue with her.
I mean pre-pull.
Oh, to decide who to pull?
Yeah. Oh. If you were about to possibly be the guesser, and you and I have been working together all day going over, we think Shane's Forrest Whitaker, whatever.
Yeah.
To save your butt, I would be like, okay, we think we know Shane, so should I pull Shane, or who else? Let's decide together.
That would have been a good strategy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, right? I think that at the end of the day here, she lost her very good ally. And I think that now wasn't smart to just go out on her own and pull Naomi for herself and not try to help Bianca. Yeah? Anybody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I out on a limb here?
No. I think that because... especially if it had changed the game and Bianca had been able to make a more confident, stronger guess and actually get somebody out. Yeah.
Right. That would have really been nice. All right. That leads us to the guess off, right? Miguel's running around. Bianca is sleeping. She's got her stuff on Forrest Whitaker, but she's told everybody, I don't want to be the guesser. Please choose Miguel.
Going into the guess.
Yes.
Did you think it was going to go one way or the other?
I mean, I think it was leaning towards it being Miguel, right? Because he's running around crazy. It seemed like he wasn't really warming up to people. We didn't really see a lot of bonds other than, was it Adam? Like there were a couple dudes.
Yeah.
And we did see Miguel try to work on Shane.
I didn't know if that's the reason why he ended up not on the, it's the guesser. Is people saying like, what? Unhinged person is going to be easy to manipulate. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a close vote. But they chose Bianca.
Yeah, by one
so
vote.
Miguel was able to figure that out by running around, and Bianca was only sleeping, so I guess that backfired on her. But of course, Bianca would have figured out Molly Ringwald. She would have been safe if she had read that clue. But she feels pretty good about Forrest Whitaker, so she's going to go ahead and pick Shane.
Yeah, but that's not based on a lot of information.
No. These are just, they've got the same eyes. And she's pulling stuff off of the clue wall, but again, you can convince yourself of anything with the clue wall. If you think of something, you'll find it in the clue wall.
Yeah, and you'll justify your way into it. There's a gamer, so this person plays games,
right?
And then, what was that movie he was in? Oh, it was called The Game of Danger. Yeah, you know, you'll talk yourself into it.
So Bianca's up there. She calls Shane up. She says, "Forrest Whitaker."
How you feeling, Shane? I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, Shane handled it really well, I thought.
Good composure.
Like, he just stayed really composed. He didn't turn around, and I was like, oh, that kind of makes me think it's not real. I don't know. I'm reading into that. But wah wah, she's not right.
But going back to that, I did think it did make me think, oh, he might have a good game face.
Yeah.
Because he's not a stern face. It's kind of a pleasant face.
Yeah.
But you can't tell the truth behind it.
No.
So I think he might.
He does have a nice little.
So I'm optimistic about him as a gamer.
Yeah.
Diedrich.
Can we talk about Bianca real quick? Or are you moving on?
Oh yeah, no, I was just moving on.
Okay. Well, let's give Bianca her moment here because she unfortunately is out in the very first episode, which is tough because she seemed like a really smart gamer, but unfortunately put in this position with no real information yet, going off of gut. But we get a beautiful message from Robin Roberts, her lovely auntie. Everyone's seemed very like, oh, Robin, I love her, I watch her.
Yeah, and I think because I think she's been a very positive force in the world TV, in general.
Yep.
Plus sharing her own personal struggles.
Right. So. Had a cancer battle. So it was lovely to get to know Bianca, and so sweet to have her aunt sending in a message. I know I do love the video messages, but
part of the fun of the video messages is, they're recorded, 6 months ago or whenever. So they have to be, they're never saying like, oh, congratulations on making it so far into the game, or, they can't, because they have to be general about the, hey, congratulations for just going on this show.
Yeah, going to do something for you, right? That's a nice message. But yes, like I mentioned, I'm sad Bianca is going. I kind of, I don't know, wasn't really feeling Miguel. His super doesn't seem stable, which concerns me when you go on a reality show.
Yeah, I'm more worried about him.
Yeah, exactly.
His mental health.
Yeah, he felt like his mental health wasn't totally prepared to be on television.
And that he wasn't playing as a game, but had this pressure of,
I have to win this money. Like my family needs this money.
It's a tough place to
absolutely
be.
But he's still in the game, so hopefully he can calm into it and relax into the game and take that pressure off of himself. That would be lovely if he could do that.
He's gonna need a friend. He's gonna need.
He didn't seem like he had a couple of friends
or a guru.
Yeah.
He's gonna need somebody to be like, hey man.
Seemed like some of the guys were trying to pal around him, right?
Yeah.
And be supportive. So hopefully that goes well. What were you gonna say? You like Diedrich? Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh no, it's just running through the people that I'm excited to watch. I think Adam's gonna be fun to watch. He seems like he's chill, but with a that he's thought about what he's going to do.
Okay.
I think Mackenzie might have her foot a little too heavy on the gas.
Mackenzie does
right now.
I feel like Gracie Lou has her foot a little too fast.
I feel like some people are playing a little bit too lean forward, which who knows, that might work out in terms of getting some other people out early, or it could backfire if you turn people off, if you're like too aggressive with it.
We already talked about how we got a little flub at the end here with Mr. Jackson, which, yes, you could play off if you didn't look exactly like a Jackson.
Yeah, he looks Jackson-esque.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah. Who are you excited about?
Well, I was excited about Gracie Lou, but I think she fumbled with losing Bianca. The two of them not working together on this, and her being the first winner. If she comes out too strong and then doesn't have her best ally anymore, that could not work. That could go back not in her favor. What are words?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying.
But hopefully in next episode, but the first time they have to do a thing where they work together, that's when we're really gonna see who has the greatest longevity, is that person who's able to run a team, that's able to,
I think Danny is a great fun character. I'm excited about him. And honestly, there were some girls that I got confused. I couldn't tell you who Jill, Mackenzie, and Naomi were. I need to see more of them in the edit.
I want to see more Jill in the edit, because I initially, just when she popped up and the way she did the two truths and a lie, she just seemed like a nice person. So
Jersey Shore had a duck phone. That's funny, because that is the opposite of Southern Jersey Shore. So if that duck is supposed to mean Jersey Shore,
so
is she related to Snooki?
JWoww.
Sure.
Or Polly D.
Are you just
or
gonna name
The Situation.
everyone? Okay, great. Look, Douglas knows the Jersey Shore, guys. Look at that. That's
We're-
not an old reference.
No. Seaside Heights. I was born in Point Pleasant, which has the boardwalk that's just north of Seaside Heights. We weren't allowed to go to Seaside Heights because that's where the bad people were, i.e. the type of people that were in Jersey Shore.
So that's why you know the show Jersey Shore, because your mother ingrained all that in you?
But yet, I gym tan laundry. So.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, yeah. Y'all, that's the first episode. What do you think? Are you excited? I am excited to see the challenges, the tasks, because those are fun games. I'm excited to see more of these personalities come through.
I'm glad they got the video messages back. I hope. I always like when they have one of those. Like, I think those are fun. And
we talked about this earlier, Thomas. Yeah. Same thing with the Osmonds, the Jackson family. We're saying uncle if it's Michael, but obviously Janet would be his aunt. Like, they're all famous.
Right.
But so therefore, I don't think uncle could be a lie in that case. So something else has to be the lie. If he's related to the whole Jackson family.
Or would it be exciting if there was like,
yay! I am excited. I love this show too, Laura. Thank you guys for coming back. We'll be back every week on Thursdays. Probably later than this. This is a little earlier for this week, but make sure you are subscribed to get notified when we have the recap scheduled. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining. If you are joining later, leave a comment. Let us know what clues you picked up on, what you think is going on, and we'll see you next time.
Wait, what is it? B, C, D, E, F?
Bye.